Sawadee krab. Hello everyone. I'm honored to be here, this conference room, packed by you, the passionate developers. It's absolutely worth coming all the way from the entrance of this building. It's a long way from the entrance to here, right? So it's eternal. So this session, the title of this session sounds like just introducing the update of the Line API platform. However, my focus on this session is not just introducing the update of the Line API, but I want to share with you the idea to create the application that goes beyond the people's expectation by using the new feature of Line API. So to do this, I want to make sure everybody in this room understands the Line API available at this moment. So let's quickly cover the new features of Line API. But this is already mentioned by the previous speakers, so I very quickly run through the new features. And after that, we dive into the demonstration and enjoy it. Okay? So 2018, the first quarter, we released both designer and account link and a bunch of functionality, but it sounds like a classic now. It's 16 months ago, and it was a long time ago. Oh, thank you. Whoa. It's over. What happened? Okay, let's go again. It's a very quick session. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Always happen. Okay. And the next, the second quarter of 2018 was the game changer. The Flex Message and the Leaf have been released. And this was totally a game changer. And I felt that everything is set to create the innovation, to provide an intuitive interface using the Line Talk Room. So with the Flex Message and Leaf, and the next quick reply, we can do everything, literally everything in the talk room. And more features coming after the quarter. The member join Leaf's new event coming in November. And this year, we released the Get Access token from the Leaf, which has been mentioned by Jirawatt. And that's it. Yeah, OK. Let's go to the demo. And today, the sample application I prepared is a chatbot for the restaurant to achieve the serverless restaurant. And in IT industry, you know that serverless always means the architecture, right? But this time, I mean the serverless. What I mean by serverless is a waiter or waitress is not there. There is no waiter or waitress in the restaurant. So that is a very self-service restaurant. There is only the cook in the kitchen. So this chatbot provides the capability to take the order and the payment, and also provide the order management console for the restaurant staff to confirm the orders coming in from the customers. So let's see how it works. And this is order board, literally almost a simple blank. Can you see? Oh, OK. This is, I open up the browser, and this is an order board for the restaurant staff to check the new orders coming from the customers. And now let me launch the reflector. And to show my iPhone on the screen, wait a minute. Yeah, it's connecting now, but it takes time. Once again. Come on, okay. But it tends to be slow. But, Now coming, but it's very slow, so I think. Okay, let's try it. I opened up the Line application, and this is a table Line account, which is a chatbot to take the order and the payment. And let's move the screen a little bit light. Okay. And I'm going to run through the basic flow of this, basic usage of this application. So you can see the rich menu at the bottom of the screen. So let's say I enter the restaurant and there is nobody except for the chef, and I get a table and have a seat, and the QR code is on top of the table, and I scan it, and I added the chatbot as friend, and here we are. So now I want to place an order, so I tap the order panel. It's a time lag, you can see. So I said I like to order, and the chatbot said, what would you like to order? So, and chatbot provides me with 3 menus: khao man gai, and pad thai, and tom yum goong. It's a little bit slow, but it's not that line slow, but the connectivity between the iPhone and my MacBook Pro. So, and if I order pad thai, I just tap the quantity button, for example, one pad thai, and okay, here is your order. Is it okay? So now I can remove or add the order. So I tap add, and what would you like to order? Yeah, now Chatbot is now asking me again by providing the menu, and I can tap. Okay, switch. Let's go to the plan B. I plug in the cable. Okay. So in this way, we can add the order to the chatbot, and finally, we can pay by some payment method. And I'm going to show you in a couple minutes. Okay, I have to talk something. Okay, and okay. Here we are. Okay. Thank you. And I think now we can do fast. And I add one command guy. Okay, now it's fast. Here's your order, is it okay? And I select the green check button. And please select payment method. And Chatbot provides the two options, credit card and the Line Pay. Line Pay is known as Line Pay in here. And this time I tap the credit card button. And then the Chatbot provides the enter credit card button. So I tap it, and I redirect it to a payment form, which I can enter the credit card information. And this is provided by the Stripe, which is a payment service vendor, very common in the global. And in Japan and United States, this service is available, but yesterday I realized this service is not supported in Thailand, so this is just a reference when they come to the Thailand. So I change the payment method and select Line Pay. And Line Pay, in case of Line Pay, we can tap the Pay 1,200 yen button. And as you know, Line Pay, in case of Line Pay, we don't have to input the credit card number or name or email. Just authorize the payment and that's it. This is a sandbox, so no authorization, but in the production environment, you have to authorize by face recognition or the fingerprint. And now payment is completed. And I received the order. I received the receipt from the chatbot, and the chatbot says I will send a message when my order becomes ready. So I just have to wait at the seat, and when order becomes ready, the chatbot notify me by Line, because Line is a good tool to notify something. And could you please switch to the PC? Now I place an order, and I originally want to show you how real-timely the order coming to the order board. And now I complete payment, so that automatically my order shows up in the order board. And this order board is for the restaurant staff, so the chef in the kitchen can start cooking my order. And then when the food is ready, the chef can simply tap this blue bell button to notify me the food is ready. And I can tap, okay, so this time I launched Line in desktop. And here is, here is my client-side console, and I tap the bell button, and the notification comes in to the Line client, so I can recognize that my food is ready, so I can go to somewhere the counter to pick up my plate, and that's it. So in this case, we don't need any waiter or waitress in the restaurant, so it's very efficient, cost efficient and time efficient. So this is a basic use case of this chatbot. But I think there is no big difference between the previous application and the chatbot in this use case. And I think the application is more efficient than the human being for most cases. But the human being is more flexible than the application for most cases. So for example, in restaurants, even if I have those kind of chatbot, I may need the waiter or waitress to ask something which is not described in the menu or the manual. So, for example, so could you please switch back to the iPhone once again? Okay, so let's order again. So I tap the order button. I like to order, and the chatbot provides me the menu, and I see the menu. And if I am not good at spicy things, I'm not good at hot food, I need to know if these things are hot or not. So I like to ask the waiter or waitress if the khao man gai is hot. In this case, in Chatbot, we can ask to the Chatbot directory to get answer like this. Is khao man gai hot? And khao man gai is not hot at all. Recommended for kids too. I'm not sure it is true, but this case, I can get the answer, so I can order the khao man gai. So then I take khao man gai. Khao man gai is the correct spelling, right? And I did a mistake yesterday, but this kind of thing always happens, so I sent this message, and how many khao man gai do you order? So the chatbot or if the human can recognize those kind of the mistakes, so the chatbot can also understand what I'm saying. And I choose 1 for quantity, and I can order the khao man gai 1, which is not hot at all. And the other example, I order, this restaurant just has 3 menu items, so it is easy to find what I would like to order. But in reality, the restaurant has roughly 30 or 40 menus, so it is very hard to find out what I really want to order. So in this case, sometimes we need a recommendation from the waiter or waitress. So something like, do you have any recommendation? Completely different. Do you have any recommendations? Okay. And chatbot then asked me, which do you like, vegetable, seafood, or meat? So I answered seafood. And then our recommendation is tom yum goong. So, and this time the chatbot provides the order tom yum goong button. So I just tap it, and I could add the tom yum goong to the menu list. Also, I can find the menu by asking do you have something? For example, do you have pad thai or something like this? And yes, I have pad thai, so I can order pad thai as well. This kind of thing. So if it is a human, it is very easy to handle those kind of requests. Even if we ask the user to input the menu, asking the menu item to order, but the customer answers the different things. Is it hot, or do you have something? It is that requires chatbot to be very flexible to respond any kind of questions. So programmatically, it is very difficult to implement. So this time, I want to share with you how we can create those kind of applications by seeing the source code itself. So let's open up the GitHub. So Just in case you have a laptop PC on your knees and check the source code at your PC, this is, I'm sorry, could you please switch back to the PC? And this is a URL that stores my source code, and which you can browse online, or you can scan the QR code to get to the URL. So I take some time. So if you open up this source code, please access to it now. If you don't have the PC or the iPad, it's totally fine. I can show you everything on the screen. Okay? So let's open up the Visual Studio Code, which is my favorite recently. I magnify something. Do you see? So before diving into the code, I'd like to see some architecture here. Let me refresh the page. But it takes time. Okay, so let's see the architecture briefly. So this chatbot is made of the Node.js application. The center of this diagram, there is a Node.js application which is working as a chatbot instance and also provides a web application interface for the order board for the restaurant staff. So the customer and the restaurant staff, both customers and restaurant staff refer to this chatbot instance for the different purpose. And the chatbot retrieves the menu from the database, and I use the Firestore for the database for now, and also store the order information to the Firestore. And sometimes we monitor the update of the database. For example, if the customer if the customer completes the payment, the Cloud function detected the update and automatically triggered the notification to the line client so that we can recognize the food is ready. So this is the total architecture of this application. And the chatbot application is created and on top of the Node.js and using the development framework called Bot Express. And in the Bot Express, we can add the skill under the skill directory so that there you can see the several files under the skill directory, and you can guess what those skills mean by the file name. And obviously, this order.js is the main file of this application and provide the functionality to take order from the customers. And let's keep the detail inside of the skill file, but let's grab the overview of the skill. There is a required parameter in the skill file. And this is the parameter required parameter to finish this skill. For example, this skill file has two required parameters: order item list and review order item list. So it means we need to collect the order item list from the customer, and after that, we need customer to review the order. That's it for the order. And after collecting those kind of required parameter, the chatbot or the Bot Express, the framework of this application, automatically runs the finish functions. And what the finish function does is create the database record to store the order information. But you remember that the order flow contains more after reviewing the order item list, like selecting the payment method and actual payment, and where is that functionality? And it means I organize those kind of payment functionality in different skill, because in creating chatbots, the keep code clean and simple, and deduplication is quite important to scale to be scalable to create the chatbot. So now we can switch the skill from this skill to another skill by calling the bot switch skill function. And you can see we switch the skill to the select payment method from order skill to this select payment method here. And this select payment method also have a required parameter, and just one required parameter, payment method, line pay or Stripe, line pay or credit card. And after that, this finish launches actual payment implementation. If the user selects line pay, this skill launches the pay by line pay skill. And pay by line pay skill does not have any required parameters, so directly go to the finish function. This finish function called line pay API to reserve the payment. And after reserving the payment, we can get the response that include the payment URL. So we put the payment URL into the flex message button to allow user to go to the payment form to complete the payment. And that's the basic flow of the order in this chatbot. And let's go back to the order flow, order skill. And let's deep dive to the parameter itself. For example, the review order item list. In the parameter, basically we can define the three types of functions: message and parser and reaction. Those kind of concepts can be applied to any kind of framework or any kind of application you create. So the message is the message to collect the parameter from the user. So this message function simply generates the message object of the line API. And then the bot express can automatically send the message to the user to collect the parameter. And those kind of functions always have access to the context. And the context includes all the information of the conversation. For example, what is the parameter we have to collect, or what is the parameter we already collected, or what did the user said previously, or those kind of things. Those kind of information is all stored in the context object. So we can dynamically generate the message object depending on the situation. And the parser is quite important function to validate the answer from the user is correct or the appropriate for this question or not. And the reaction is literally a reaction after parsing the answer from the user. So, and the reaction have error and value argument as well, so that you can handle, depending on the parsing is failure or the succeeded, or the value is something that you can generate the dynamic action in the reaction. So in the bot express, we can create the chatbot by defining the parameter in this manner. But when we look at the chatbot, where is the logic to handle when we have to ask this parameter, or when do we ask once again this parameter, or those kind of things? And those rest of the things are all managed by the framework. So all you have to do is just create the parameter in the bot express. And other things are managed by the framework. So you can keep code clean and you can be scalable. For example, I like to show you the last demonstration. So could you please switch back to the iPhone again? Okay, thank you. And previously, I launched the order process by tapping the reach menu by this way, right? I like to order, and the Chatbot provides the order item and quit. But this Chatbot can also understand what we said. So, for example, I like to order or I want to place an order. That's close, almost close. Place an order. Those are different expressions, but Chatbot can understand what I mean, and Chatbot start the conversation for me to take the order and quit. And how about this? I want pad thai. And then, how many pad thai do you order? So I just answer the quantity, and Chatbot understand the pad thai 1. Quit. And then, let's try again. I want 2 pad thai. How about this? And then Chatbot understand pad thai 2. So the Chatbot understand and analyze the sentence and extract the entity pad thai and quantity and automatically set it to the parameters. But I didn't wrote those kind of code in the skill. So those kind of handling can be done by the framework. So you can focus on the defining the parameter. And let's try this kind of trick to make sure that if the Chatbot really understands what we took. So let's say a similar sentence like this. I want pad thai, so I want iPad in Thailand. That's a completely different thing, but a little bit similar. I want pad thai in Thailand, and sorry, I quit once. And I just copy and paste it. I want iPad in Thailand. Sorry, could you say that again? So this is correct response, right? So it is similar, but Chatbot understand what I mean exactly. So let's say I want 2 pad thai and 1 khao mang gai and 3 tom yum goong. How about this? Tom yum goong. And then Chatbot understands 3 tom yum goong and 1 khao man gai and 2 pad thai. So those kind of things is handled by the framework, not by the skill. So you don't have to struggle to analyze the sentence and extract the words from the sentence, but just defining the parameter and generate the flex message inside the skill, and also implement the parser and the reaction you want to do. And all the things related to the context is is handled by the framework, so you can focus on the code, what you want to do. So my demonstration is that's it. Oops. So it's almost over. So what I want to say in this session is a new feature from the line is to create the intuitive application. For example, like a flex message or rich menu or quick reply is all nice tool to guide users to follow the right direction, right? But sometimes the user needs more flexibility. Or what I focus on is to create the replacement of the existing, it's not the replacement of the existing application, but replacement of the human being. So this is a new market for us. So let's create something new to provide a new value to the user by using the new feature of Line API. And the innovation is, I think, up to you. So let's leverage the existing framework and the new API and your expertise to create the innovation. Thank you, everybody. My session is over. Thank you.